Hey guys, Lou here from Jersey Shore Fabricators. Well, sometimes when you're in the business, you end up with other people's work, and today is no different. I'd like to introduce you to a 65 Mustang. Now, this went to another shop. It was there for 18 months. The customer spent a ton of money on it, and unfortunately all they did was, well, a really bad paint job, and as you can see, the car isn't complete. So you find yourself in the same situation where a shop hasn't done what they're supposed to do. What do? How are you going to fix it? How are you going to figure out what you got left? Well, I'm going to walk you through that. Now, this isn't for the faint of heart. This is a huge project. There is nothing in this car. So we're going to go through the process of inventorying everything. We're going to go through the process of figuring out what you need, what you could throw out. I don't suggest throwing anything out until the car is done anyway. You want to get in here and see what exactly happened. And as a shop taking work from another shop that failed to do right by the customer, it kind of makes our job a little harder. But it's something that we've done plenty of times before. We have a reputation of un-effing things that shops effed up. So we're going to walk you through this process. It's going to be long. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to show. Okay, now when I went and picked everything up, it was all in pieces. So we have a rear valance here that hasn't been touched, but a front end that looks like it's been painted. We have another rear valance. We have the grille. A whole bunch of brand new tires. Here's the car itself. We got the interior for the car, more or less. And then we have a whole pile of boxes and glass and suspension parts and all kinds of little things that have to be inventoried so we can give the customer an idea of what it's going to take to get this all straightened out. So after a few hours of pulling out boxes, having my lovely assistant Deborah write everything down. So as I was saying, if you just take your time and you take the time to catalog everything, you should be able to find just about everything that you're looking for. If you got a car that's coming from another shop that they failed. It's a mess, it's a lot of thinking, but if you just take your time, you can get through this. You just got to be able to write everything down and be meticulous about everything. Once you get everything sorted out as far as parts that may have come from the other shop, now it's time to assess the vehicle. Well, after 18 months and $12,000, this is exactly how we got it. No motor in there. Motor's all the way over there. They did paint it, but there are a lot of defects in this paint. I don't know that we're going to be able to fix it, but the customer doesn't have it in the budget to go over everything. There's no glass installed. They painted the door and then damaged the door. Brilliant. Roof is primer because it's getting a white vinyl top. Inside, you can see there's nothing there. And when you look at the floor pans, you can see that they're tacked in. There's a big hole there in the transmission tunnel. There's lots of daylight up in the toe boards. I know I won't be able to get in there to get a good shot of it. But take my word for it, there's lots of daylight coming through. And what's worse is that when we picked it up, the guy was in the middle of trying to get this finished up to make it look like he did something, and the seam sealer gun was out, so he was going to seam seal all over all these tack welds. He painted the dashboard, or he painted the dash panel, but then he put in this ugly dashboard. And then he painted the column, and if you look right where the steering wheel is, he never bothered painting that part of it. It's incredible. He never bothered removing the rest of the headliner material. That was all just flapping in here. The rear sound barrier was never removed. He put this door back on, and that's fun, isn't it? Quality work. I don't know the name of the shop, and even if I did, I wouldn't say it publicly, but this guy is, he's just ripping people off, in my opinion. I cleaned the gas tank, put that back in. but when I pull the cap off, you can smell the bad gas still inside. Down here in the fender well, you can see what appears to be, well, I don't know, looks like the quarter panel is made out of plastic. Body filler, Bondo, whatever label you want to give it. There's no driver's side door. We have to source one of those. And one of the other things, when he put the front of this together, he put in new inner fender wells, left the original shock towers, but he put all the bolts in on the driver's side. But on the passenger side, he did the 3 back there, but never did them in here. So that's kind of annoying that he went through all that trouble and painted it without bolting everything together properly. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop the transmission, get the rear axle out of it, we're going to rebuild the entire suspension, clean the underside of the car, re-undercoat it, try to make it look the best that it can be given the budget on this car. It's not a bad budget, but you know, things are tight that we can't do things our way. And then one of the other things, just as a final detail, and you know, like I always say, the devil is in the details, is that this engine compartment should be semi-gloss black, and he painted it flat black, and actually the can was sitting there, some kind of hot rod flat black. The other thing is that, yeah, it's a Ford motor, it's a Ford 6-cylinder, however, Ford didn't go to blue until 67. This is a 66. It's actually 65, but the motor was built in 66. So the motor is supposed to actually be black with a gold valve cover and a gold air cleaner, which we have to restore. And we're not even sure about the condition of the motor. We were told it has good compression. That's all I know about it. So at some point I'll build an engine run stand and we'll see what it does or doesn't do. All right, guys and girls. So we went through the car. We see everything that's wrong with it. We see everything that's wrong with the other shop did. If you have a car at a shop and this is what they're doing, you need to get your car out of there. Take it someplace else. You can find another shop. There's always somebody else willing to do what the other shop couldn't do. If you're a shop that's doing this, you need to stop. It's criminal. It's illegal. It's unsafe. You're going to get somebody killed. You know, thank God he didn't, you know, do anything with the suspension. I can't imagine what would happen with that, or with the brakes. I'm very disheartened with this car. I'm disheartened for the customer. Can we fix it? Yeah, absolutely, we can fix it. You know, we can make it right. We can make it everything the customer wants it to be. Unfortunately, with the money that he's already put out, you know, all the cool stuff that we can do, all the really, really right things that we want to do, we can't. So we're kind of, I don't know, left with the sloppy seconds, if you will. Really can't find another way of putting it. When you go to look at a shop, get references. Talk to their prior customers. Ask around town. You know, most shops have a reputation. Like I said, we have a reputation of un-effing things. And I love that we have that. I really do. You know, we've been at this for 15 years, and it's a lot of fun. But unfortunately, you know, we get, I don't know, partial abortions like this one. What happened here is criminal. There's no other way to put it. But we're going to fix it. That's simply what we do. So, if you want to follow along, if you like what you see, click the subscribe button. Go find us on Facebook, Jersey Shore Fabricators LLC. Follow us there. Okay, we're going to be putting pictures up. We're going to do little videos in between. We're really going to get into the tech on this because we have to tear this entire car apart again. Or I should say for the first time, because the first guy didn't do it. Follow us, follow along with the process, and you'll see what it takes to fix something like this. It's not impossible. It's just a very long process, and the quality, the end result when this is done should be enough to really blow the owner of the car away. All right, so until we see you next time.